I remember, bombing cities. As the radio operator, I was closest to the Bombay doors. So I had the post that I stood up and bent over a little bit and had the clearest look at the Bombay doors. And I was the crew member that would let the pilot know that the last bomb had left the Bombay and he could close the doors. So I was always looking over and watching our bombs drop from the bay and then gather with all of the bombs from planes around us. So I had the sight of hundreds of bombs dropping. And I remember thinking, imagining a table of a family of Germans sitting around a table as the bombs dropped. And I remember thinking about this pretty much every time I looked over. And imagined a bomb hitting a table full of families having a lunch and thinking, screw 'em. And it's difficult even now, not gritting my teeth as I say it, because I remember my teeth grit with screw 'em. And then an hour later on the way home, I would be reflecting on that and wondering if in the course of my life, somebody came to me with a piece of paper that read, sign this and you will forever mean that you didn't give a damn if that bomb struck that family. And I thought, no, I couldn't sign that. But I was always aware that, and thankfully I was never tested. But I did feel screw when I saw the bombs leave the plane. I didn't give a damn. It was only later that I wondered, would I? And I wouldn't. I sit here now, I would never sign that paper. But I wasn't tested as I was with the bombs dropping, the sight of the bombs dropping when I said, screw 'em.
And when you look back on that time, how much of that was about being Jewish versus just being part of this war where it was clear who the bad guys were?
Well, it was clear as an American they were the bad guys, and I was an American GI. But the fact of my Jewishness and the fact of their being persecuted, in addition to what they were doing in England and elsewhere and everything that led to the war. So I mean, certainly the part of me that was Jewish played a very big part in my feelings. It wasn't until a great many years later, just a few years ago, when my friend John Emerson was the German ambassador. And John and Kimberly invited us to come over and spend a week with them, stay with them at the ambassador's residence, and we did that. And I remember sitting around a table with them and German friends, talking about the war and telling them how I bombed Germany and Berlin and how I felt about it. The story that I just told you. And the wonder of living long enough to have experienced that, it was a conversation about history. It wasn't a conversation about, it wasn't terribly personal.